I'm confident he's a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying elite or anything like that, but franchise, in other words, like more than just a starter. Let's remember Teddy Bridgewater. He doesn't do anything fancy. He has certain things in common, though, with Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo. Quick reads, gets rid of the ball quick. And I know it's like QBR and all that stuff puts him as a kind of middle of the pack guy, which, as we know, again, the way you're perceived, if you've spent your whole career with one team, you hadn't gotten injured and stuff, the branding would be very different. He was a first-round pick. If he had just stayed put and hadn't gotten hurt, we'd think of him differently. But let's actually look at what he's done and evaluate him that way. He's 22-12 as a starter, lifetime. 22-12. Well, quarterback records could be deceiving. Nah, hold on. Time out. Teddy Bridgewater, how'd he do for a bad team? He was drafted by a bad team. 5-11, I think they won 5 games, 6 games the year before he was drafted. 5 games, I want to say. Then they're 7-9. But what was he as a rookie? 6-6. So he's taking over a team that loses twice as much as they win. But when he quarterbacks the team, they win just as much as they lose. As a rookie, what happens after that? Well, if he's 22-12 and he's 6-6 as a rookie for a bad team, figure that one out. 16-6 since then. Yeah, well, the Saints were good. They weren't undefeated good, but they were undefeated good when Teddy Bridgewater quarterbacked the team. So why is this happening? For a bad team, they double their performance under Bridgewater. For an excellent team, they do better under Bridgewater. At a certain point, when you look at the body of work, you have to say, this guy's just a good quarterback. And I expect Bridgewater to have success. Doesn't mean he's going to win the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean he's going to be a top 5 guy or a guy you're going to take in daily fantasy. But am I confident he's a franchise quarterback? Yes, I am.
I'm not. I think that he's good. I think that he's talented. But when you say franchise quarterback, I'm sorry. It's not just about being good. It's not just about being above average. It's about being the face of a franchise. That's my definition of a franchise quarterback. If we want to disagree on what our definition of a franchise quarterback is, so be it. But that's where I'm coming from. Certainly, he's a starting quarterback in the National Football League because I don't think 30 individuals are qualified to be franchise quarterbacks. Just because you're a starter doesn't mean that you're a franchise quarterback. My definition of a franchise quarterback is somebody who's not pedestrian, that's somebody who's not a game manager. It's somebody that's the face of your franchise as your quarterback for the foreseeable future. We give him the ball, and we're confident that he could get it done. Not just win us regular season games, but he could potentially make some noise in the postseason, and that has yet to be proven with Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, he's completed 65% of his passes. Yes, he's 16-6 since his rookie season. Yes, he's 22-12 overall as a starting quarterback in the National Football League. The man has been in the league for about 5 or 6 years, albeit due to injury. We get all of that. He's thrown for about 7,000 yards in that span. The guy doesn't knock your socks off. I like him. I respect him. I think that he has an upside. I hope that he ultimately evolves and elevates himself to a franchise caliber quarterback. But when I think franchise, I'm thinking, here's the football. It's yours. Take us there. Steve Smith is not a quarterback. He was a wide receiver. But when he was in Carolina, okay, he was your franchise guy. They said, here's the damn football. We want him to have it. Take us there. That is what franchise is to me. I don't give a damn if it's a franchise linebacker, it's a franchise lineman, it's a franchise secondary player, cornerback, quarterback, running back. I don't give a damn. When you say franchise, that's what you're talking about. That ain't no damn Teddy Bridgewater yet.
Wow. I guess as I'm getting older and being on the media side of this business, I actually agree with Max and Steven. A little bit of both of what you guys said is really intriguing. A franchise quarterback, franchise whatever position, the question is, can you win or without that guy? And right now, the Carolina Panthers are in a place that really requires they have to analyze every single position. And they're starting with the quarterback first. Now, I don't necessarily agree with them releasing Cam Newton, but they did that. Every franchise will do that where there's both parties agree, mutual separation, or it just comes about it the way it does. However, each team evaluates, and when a new organization has a new owner, and then eventually gets a new head coach, transitions happen, and each coach and owner, they want their guys, whether people like it or not. That's just the way business goes. You feel more comfortable, and you take the wins and unfortunately the lumps of losses a little bit better when you have guys that you feel more comfortable with. That's not wrong, right, or indifferent. That's just the way it is when you're talking about millions and billions of dollars and other men's egos and perspective. And as a player, I didn't necessarily agree with it and I didn't see it that way. But now, obviously, as I've gotten older and seen a lot of how things have transpired through the channels of what way business is done in football, and being a businessman or attempting to be a businessman like myself, I can respect, not always agree, respect the way things are done and understand that sometimes when money's involved, egos, things are going to get messy. Is Teddy Bridgewater a franchise quarterback? They picked him up in free agency. And I look at free agency as a quick fix. It's duct tape. That's what free agency is. The draft is about getting long-term acquisitions. You do your homework. You check their social. You get their social security number. You get all of their information. That's what the draft is. Free agency is you're just borrowing someone for that amount of time, and then you get the guy that you want through the draft or maybe through free agency or a trade for a young player. That's how I view free agency. And Teddy Bridgewater for Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers, that's their guy for right now. But don't be mistaken. At some point, they will draft a quarterback for the future.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.